Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, we're doing an update to the video I covered yesterday, actually, which was titled, Am I the A-hole for wanting to divorce my postpartum wife? I'm free. And guys, as a recap to that story, and I know a lot of you guys saw it yesterday, and I had no idea an update was published around the time I did it. That's about the guy who was married to his wife, I think, for 5 years. They're both in late 20s, I think. She got pregnant, and from the get-go, she just turned to just a miserable, absolute just tyrant. There's no other way to describe it to this guy. Just crapping on him for everything, being demanding, making him cook, yelling at him all the time, wanting him to cook everything, clean the house, take care of all the money. She wouldn't show any affection whatsoever. She'd yell at him, blame him for everything. I mean, it was just beyond just hormones, or just outright abuse. Got to the point that she was smacking him, and he was putting up with this because, you know, her dad left her when she was a kid, and I guess his brother's a lowlife to his wife, or something like that. Far too long. And finally, she then abandons him and leaves him, and he finds out that the baby was born on Facebook. He couldn't even go to the hospital to see the kid born. He said, I'm done, divorce her, that's it. And then lo and behold, who's back? Begging for a second chance. He sat her down, and she talked to him in a public place, had it recorded, and she said the whole thing wasn't her fault. It was her mother's fault. The mother put all these bad ideas into her head that he's going to abandon her just like her father and all this stuff. And this guy just wasn't having it. No, he's like, if the story's true, even then she, did this and this and this. There's holes in the story. And he's still divorcing her. And so we're going to have an update here to find out more what's going on, what he's discovered here. And I said flat out, I highly question a lot of the stories that she had. A lot of you guys thought that she was obviously hooking up with somebody else. Oh, and by the way, he was waiting to see from a paternity test, is this kid indeed his? Because if it isn't his kid, goodbye, he's out of there. And if not, well, then that's that. So now we're going to find out what's going on. He says here, well, this was all a fantastic waste of time. This is full of stupid information that doesn't matter, so here's what happened, condensed. Well, it isn't stupid information. This is information a lot of people want to know what's going on. It says, it took me way longer than it should to have to realize I should actually call someone who saw her behavior when she left firsthand. I called one of her brothers. I basically word vomited and relayed the whole story to him and asked what they could verify. They could not. Yeah, remember, it sounds like she has a good relationship with her brothers, and the mother has a good relationship with her brothers. What actually happened, she started having an affair with a coworker roughly 4 months before she got pregnant. There you go. A lot of times when women are cheating, they become very nasty to their guys. They withhold affection, all these things. Right here. There you go. She was having an affair. He gave her the affair partner spiel about how he was better and she should go with him when she got pregnant. She merely gets in her head to abuse me, usual affair crap, and eventually wanting to run off with him the day she left. She did actually stay at her mother's, but had the intention of moving with him after giving birth. Before she delivered, she owns up and tells her family everything. There you go, having an affair. But still, it sounds to me like she has some serious screws loose, But right there. And that means probably that kid isn't his. And therefore, divorce her, move on. What a piece of garbage. My mother-in-law and brother-in-laws couldn't care at the time. They may not be crazy, but they still didn't like me, and from what she was selling to them about her affair partner, they liked him. The affair partner was at the birth, high, and tried to start a fight with them. Well, that's how these low lies operate. Now, by the way, guys, I read the comment section. A lot of people were calling BS on his story for a few things. Now, Reddit is full of people that there's the slightest thing off, immediately they think the whole story is a bunch of BS. And that's not always true. A lot of people were saying, she was a stay-at-home mom. How'd she meet this guy? It's bullshit. Well, I think she was going to be a stay-at-home mom once she got pregnant. By then, the wife already did a paternity test, and it was, in fact, his. Aha. There you go. He's free. The affair partner then disappears, and she realizes she's fucked. We have a solid prenup at my house, and premarital plus we live, and we also live in a fault state. Wonderful. At fault state, can't beat that. Around that time is when I called her out on the split finances. She was deep in the hole with no way out, and in her mind, pitching a drama show about her family made sense to get me on her side. So that whole thing, that whole story she told at the end of that thing was complete bullshit. Not all surprised. So yeah, no money. Shocker. And he has a solid prenup. He already owned the house before the marriage and all that. Now, I'm surprised she didn't rack up the credit cards to try to withdraw money from the accounts before she left or something, but Jared Tyrone leaves her. He says, what was the plan for my paternity test? I don't know. Well, what was she planning for whenever I interacted with her family again? I don't know. Why did her family go along with it? I don't know. How was she ever going to make up for abuse? I don't know. Is there any truth to her tale about her mother? I have no idea. I don't care at this point. You know what? At this point, it's irrelevant. What's happened, happened. The child isn't his. And oh, by the way, another thing people were freaking out about in the comment section was saying how he found out about the paternity test from her brother. Like she's walking around handing out paternity tests to her family. Well, obviously she took it before she gave birth, told her family what was going on, and it no doubt came up in conversation. Who knows? He said they didn't like him anyway. So that's probably how he found out. So a lot of people really were freaking out at this guy. This whole problem was a desperate person and her toxic family gambling everything on a no-show, and only when they had burned all the bridges with me did they try and reconnect. I'm glad I called the brother who had the decency to own up to their nonsense. Now, some people may say, bullshit, he would stick with his sister. No, not necessarily. He might say, kind of realize this guy doesn't deserve this. He's a guy after all. Who knows? He realized how in deep he is, and that his sister didn't help with that. And he's finally done with his family's crap and wants to get away. There you go. He wants to get away from them too. He gave me a copy of the paternity test that she gave to him. He sent dozens of messages she had with him and the family in a group chat. I have enough proof for my lawyer to bury it. That's where a lot of people were going nuts in the comment section. How did he get a hold of a copy of the test? Who knows? Anything's possible. Maybe when she had the test done and told her family and left it there, I don't know. Maybe he was smart enough to make copies. Who knows? It's possible. I texted her and told her I knew everything. She's been messaging me relentlessly with the most vile things she can say. I'm just forwarding it to my lawyer. Funny how she goes from being a total psycho to him when she was pregnant, treating him like absolute garbage, smacking him, yelling at him, all that. Then she has the kid, and she's back begging and pleading, I'm so sorry, I'll do anything. That whole part in the park when she's telling the story. And now she's back to calling him every vile thing in the book. Yeah, she's off her meds. I'm still in awe to how she tried to pull a last-minute manipulation tactic with the story about her family. It's actually kind of disturbing. But it doesn't really concern me now. Locks are changed, finances are already separated, I'm not on the birth certificate, and my divorce is already getting to start. Probably will have no updates for a long time. Divorces take way longer than Reddit makes it seem to be. Well, bro, you should also put, you need to get home security. You need to have cameras around your house and any other thing on the outside of the house, the inside of the house, alarms, everything. And frankly, I'd want a restraining order because she is mental, regardless. And anyway, this was the best case scenario, and I'm actually giddy that I have a clean break. Huge sigh of relief. She could have at least told me the truth and spare the pointless drama. So, there you go, guys. Our guy's free. And you know what? I made the point in the story, the way she was abusing him, you know, it was just pure psycho, pure evil. And okay, she was having an affair, big surprise, and typically when they have affairs, the women get really nasty with the guy. And yet, she was expecting him to pay for everything. And don't you love how her Jared Tyrone lover, the second she gives birth, whoosh, he's out of there. Nope, that's how Chad and Tyrone roll. But she got what she deserved. So this guy's free. I wish him all the best. Take it one day at a time. Listen to your lawyer. Move on from her. Block her at every possible outlet, as well as her family, because she's going to come back, guaranteed. And surround yourself with people that actually really care about you and have your back. I would get some exercise and just take it one day at a time. But you're in your late 20s. Your prime is just beginning. And I would be very careful going forward who you get involved with if you do relationships, because obviously he's a relationship guy. And he'll be okay. I hope. Now some real quick comments here to wrap up this story. One guy says, I'm continually shocked by how people have the ability to blow up their lives, all on their own. I'm so sorry that you were a casualty of her selfishness and self-destruction. Thank goodness you can make a clean break. Please take care of yourself. Amen. These are some of the people that weren't giving him a hard time, saying, "You're a liar. It's all bullshit." Another one. He says, "My God, did you even know her? I'm so happy that you got away without any entanglements to her. I hope she gets further buried under her mess. What a vile waste of life. Please get some therapy. I can't imagine what this has done to your mental health. Take care of yourself." He definitely will do him some good talking to somebody that really cares, getting things out, because he went through a lot of trauma. Another one. "I know your posts have received a lot of attention, but I hope you know there are even more out here reading along and rooting for you. This is my first time commenting, and so my heart has ached for you knowing that you put up with so much for so long from this woman. I'm glad you're at a stage where you can begin to happily move on and feel free, or at least have the hassle of divorce. Go enjoy life and don't waste another second on her." Amen, but he has to get through this divorce first. And last one. "I may not feel it this way right now, but this is honestly the best possible outcome to a terrible abusive scenario. You're not the father, you have a prenup, and you have ample evidence to sever all ties to this abusive psycho and her loser family. Let your lawyer do their job and go forth to live a good life, far away from them. Good luck." Yep. And I also want to point out here, guys, this is a perfect example, and I mentioned in the other story, why it's so important to take a lot of time to get to know your girl. So many people rush into relationships, but not just getting to know her, also her family. Be around them. See if it is an ugly situation, that I tell you what you're going to be dealing with one day. If you discover they have a very loving family, mom and dad love each other, clearly, she and her siblings they don't have to be close, but they're very good to each other. They all have a good time. Her mom is hopefully feminine, the dad is masculine, so she can have that important understanding of that type of dynamic, those types of things. They're all very loving, supportive, they like you. That's a good sign. But if it's a bunch of fucking drama and yelling, and she and her mom butt heads all the time, and mom and dad are divorced, or maybe she's raised by a single MOM, and the siblings all hate each other's guts, that's a bad place to be. It's likely that your life will be just like that. Now, sometimes people come from broken homes, and they don't want to be like that, and they are different than their family. True. But a lot of times the way the family behaves is right on the money as a glimpse of what your future is going to be if you're with her. So clearly he saw her family and really took that all in and realized that he may have avoided a lot of this crap. But what's done is done. Alright guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.